Don't believe the news. It's all that
Hi there, what's your name, sir?
I'm Yaz.
I'm Elliot.
Pleased to meet you, Elliot.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Yaz.
Nice to meet you.
Switch on my TV.
Can I ask you both if you think your thoughts are your own?
I think on a day-to-day basis, I think they are, but we're definitely massively influenced by what other people say and think. Definitely people with influence over us. So in the media, for example.
Yeah, I was just say, definitely agree with that. Probably the media. Maybe your friends, but
Yeah.
not maybe as much.
Like, I'd like to say that all my thoughts are mine, but they're probably not. I think probably far more intelligent people come up with original ideas.
Yeah, that's quite honest of you. Do you think there's anything? Do you think there's anything as such as original thought?
I'd say so. I mean, ideas must come from somewhere originally, and that's probably where the best thinkers are, and that's probably where they get to the top, like top academics, top politicians.
And do you think people could think about something they know nothing about?
Give it to you first.
That's quite a difficult one.
To think about something they have no knowledge whatsoever about, do you think you could think about it?
Probably, well, maybe of a starting idea, but to be able to get into the depth of explaining it and talking to other people about it probably is not.
What shape do you think the Earth is?
Round.
Spherical.
Yeah.
Spherical. You both agree on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And could I ask you why you both think that?
Scientists have proven it, there's pictures of it.
Pictures from the moon, etc.
Yeah.
What if I told you those pictures weren't real photographs?
I'd ask you why you think
yeah,
they're not real.
What evidence have you got to prove that they're not real?
Well, I keep forgetting the name of the guy, the first name of him, but no, it's Robert Simmons, I think. He works for NASA, and he came on camera recently and admitted that, you know the blue marble shots that they present each year from NASA?
Yeah.
They admitted that they were composites. He actually said they have to be.
Yeah.
So they're not real photographs.
Yeah.
So there's no actual evidence that we actually live in a ball. But I'm just going to show you a photograph now. Now that's from NASA's own website, showing you 2 years of the blue marble. Can you see the size of America?
It's far bigger than the second one.
Yeah. So what's your immediate thoughts to that?
Well, if you're saying that they have to be, if the guy from NASA said they have to be composite images, that doesn't mean that the Earth's not round. And maybe...
No, absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. But I'm just discounting this fact that these photographs are not. These images are not photographs.
Well, I mean, there's a thing about how our maps aren't actually accurate. So they don't accurately represent the size of Africa, for example,
That's right,
compared to
yes.
Greenland. So it could be a similar case of whoever made the 2012 version is somebody who wants to show America this great country. So it could be something to do with that.
Or it could be something to do with the angle that they've taken it from. Because obviously if you're from a different angle, it might look that it's longer. So for example, on the second one, it might be from a shallower angle, so it looks like it goes on for a lot longer than it does.
But if you notice, both are exactly the same size, though.
Yeah, but it doesn't. If it's could be the same distance from the Earth, but like at a different. It could be at a different point in its axis.
Yeah. But do you think, realistically, using critical thinking, that there could be such vast differences in size of these continents?
I don't know enough about angles and stuff.
Yeah, that's an unusual one.
And if it was at an angle, don't you think they should be honest about stating that it's on an
Yeah,
angle?
yeah. It is an unusual one. I couldn't.
So I could give you lots of these anomalies with their images. But when you've got actually NASA admitting that they're not real photographs.
Yeah.
So if we can't rely on the photographs, do you have any other evidence that you live in a spinning ball? With
From
water on it?
astronauts first hand, I say anyone who's been up to space, obviously they can look down on it and it can be one picture and they can see the Earth rotate. And
But do you realise there's no 24/7 camera view of the Earth rotating?
yeah,
With showing the weather patterns, things like the lightning.
yeah.
That doesn't exist. Do you think we should be having that? With all these telescopes, rockets, spaceships and International Space Stations, satellites, why have we not got a 24/7?
Depends on how important it is, really. I don't know if it makes a massive difference to
Sorry.
what we. If they'd only need to observe it if we needed to know about it. It's in the grand huge scheme of things, it doesn't really make that much of a difference.
Like, what I'd say is people thought the Earth was round before any astronauts went up. So the more I think about it, it's not because astronauts have seen it and taken photographs. It would be to do with scientific theory and the most prominent scientists having, like, I don't know, mathematical equations that prove the geometry of the Earth and the size and the shape. And with anything to do with science, we generally just take what
we do, don't we?
Scientists
over our
say.
own instincts or our own observations. But you did say there are theories.
Yeah, so for example, climate change is a good example where that is the vast majority of scientists say it exists and this is a problem, but it is still a theory.
But you're aware of the thousands of scientists who put a petition to sue Al Gore and the government for the lie of climate change?
As far as I'm aware, there are far more scientists who come in favour of...
Yes, I'd agree with you, but the fact is that there's thousands of scientists saying that we are not contributing to global warming.
Yeah.
So somebody's got it wrong. So all scientists can't be right, can they?
Yeah, no, that's true.
With their information, and I think we too readily accept what scientists say above our own intuition, reasoning, common sense.
Yeah.
So there is no real evidence we live in a spinning ball.
Yeah.
And we believe water can stick to a ball, but there's no evidence of that. Is there?
I'd say gravity was pretty big evidence.
But then, has gravity ever been proven? Well, have you experienced it, felt it, touched it?
Everyone experiences it every day.
Oh, can you enlighten me?
The fact that we're on the ground right now,
right,
doesn't that suggest that there's some force?
No,
keeping us in touch
not to me, but I may be stupid and ignorant. I'm sorry, but no.
No, I understand what you mean.
I'm not aware of any gravity force. I would say that's more down to density, my body weight.
I guess it's going back to how much science you take.
Yeah.
Like if you believe in what science is saying, I guess with gravity that is less controversial than climate change. That is something that I've never heard I've never heard of anyone on TV, any scientist saying no, gravity doesn't exist.
No, on TV exactly, yes.
Yeah.
But I would suggest that when you're watching television, that's the closest you are to hypnosis, because your mind is a state of suggestion.
Yeah.
It's not in a state of critical thinking.
Yeah.
So you take on things without a critical thought, and it goes into your subconscious, and you're not even aware that you're actually believing these things that you're being told on television. But when you agree, like, science should be open to challenge and testing and repeatable evidence and demonstrated.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think it should be, but at the same time, these scientists who say these theories that we don't have evidence for, the evidence almost is in the scientific advancement that we've made as a human race over the last 100 years. The scientists are obviously getting stuff right, and if theories such as gravity are pivotal in their scientific calculations for modern technology, then they must be getting something right.
Yeah, but how do we know that that's factual?
But we can see it all around us. Like, look at aeroplanes, for example, that didn't exist 150 years ago. So science has come a long way in so many different areas.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not knocking science completely. I mean, I love natural science and I love the development and technological developments. Yeah. But does that mean I should trust them 100% that everything they say is true and without seeing any evidence for it?
I wouldn't say you should trust it 100%. But at the same time, I don't see the point in questioning something like gravity. Maybe something like climate change, which is more controversial, but still very one-sided scientifically.
You think climate change is more controversial than saying gravity doesn't exist?
Yeah.
I think so. Definitely. Because scientists don't say that gravity doesn't exist.
No, they don't, no. But I'm saying it.
Well, if you're saying it...
I'm asking for some evidence.
But I'm sure if you ask the scientists...
I have done.
And what would the scientists say to you then?
Oh, you're too small to notice any gravity. And what you said to me, the fact that I'm standing on Earth, I'm not floating away. But if I'm not on a ball, why would it float away if there's no gravity?
Again, a scientist would probably have a better answer than me.
I'm not a physicist, really.
But my whole point really of interviewing people on the street is to get people's reaction and to stimulate their critical thinking and to perhaps look at things they've been told without any evidence and say, well, is that really real?
Yeah.
Are we accepting things on face value, or do we have any real direct experience ourselves of them?
No, I 100% agree. I think a good example of that is how people just absorb stuff they see on social media. that they see it it's on a website, so therefore it's true.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with you in that regard, in terms of people don't think critically, is this true? Then where there is no evidence for things. I think that's probably a more real life example, probably for people accepting things without engaging with them.
Yeah. Could I have a wee game with you or something? Have you got time?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Okay, so
There you go.
could one of you hold your god in your hand for you?
There you go.
Now, would you agree with me that passenger airplanes always fly with the ground below them? Or does it fly like this or this or this? Is the ground always below the airplane when it's flying?
I'd say most of the time.
Yeah.
Unless they're turning or.
Okay.
Yeah.
But could you put that plane on the equator and put it in it and put the plane in the angle of attack that it would take if it was going around the equator? Now, can you look at the position of the plane there?
Yeah.
Now, do planes fly on the side?
Then I am turning it.
Yeah, but
around.
look, if you hold the plane there,
Yeah.
do planes fly on the side like that? Would the passengers not be falling down the aisle?
No, because of the gravity's pulling them in. So
Because at that point they're like that, and
Yeah.
as they're travelling, they are like, if you spin the globe, the plane is always like that, is it not?
yeah.
Yeah, but let's just say there's another plane here.
Yeah, well, gravity brings everything to the centre of the Earth, so it's got nothing to do with where everything else is. It's to do with the object in the centre of the Earth.
I get that, but let's just say that I'm here sitting on the International Space Station, cough
Yeah.
cough, or on the moon. Now I'm observing the Earth, and I'm observing planes going around it.
Yeah.
So the planes are going upside down. That's my natural observation, showing an actual fact the planes are going upside down. If you were here with me, you would see planes going around the ball, upside down, sideways, at every angle. See? Upside down? Underneath the ball?
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't happen in reality, does it? Planes can't fly like that.
Well,
But that's what I'm saying. If we're going back to the world is round, there is evidence actually,
Okay, yeah.
because we can go
Give
around
me
it.
we can go round it.
You can sail around the world.
Good point, right. I'm just going to get something out of my pockets here. Right.
If the world was flat, you couldn't do that.
Very small,
Yeah.
but that's a pound coin.
Yeah.
Now let's say that was the Earth. Could you sail around it?
No. You couldn't go from here to there, if you get what I mean. So,
Sorry?
so this is flat.
Yes.
You couldn't go. It's not like in one go you can go around it, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, but you could circle the Earth there, could you not?
You could circle, but this is you can go at any point. With it, if you were to go around it, you'd have to go around the very outer edge. Whereas
You could
here,
go around the inner circle as well.
You could go around the inner, but it wouldn't feel like you're going round. If you get what I mean. So, for example, you can go at any point. You can go from Japan to America here and all the way
Yes,
around.
yeah.
You could also go down here. You could go around there. You could go at any angle. Surely you could only do that when it's spherical.
I agree with you 100%, but you could do that on a disc. However, do you know nobody has ever circumnavigated the globe between north and south?
Yeah, I believe that.
So why have they not, do you think?
Maybe because they just haven't felt the need to.
I mean, all these explorers and the things to do, don't you think, well, I'll be the first, it'll be quite easy, I'll just get in a plane and fly around and I'll film it, and I'll be the first person ever to do that.
Start a project.
Sorry?
Start a project.
Well, look at Richard Branson and all these rich billionaires. Why have they not done it? And have a camera 24/7 following them around the poles.
Because I think they
get
probably
from one pole to the other. I think a lot of it's very hard to get to the poles itself.
In the first place,
so
yeah.
to get to two,
By plane?
still,
couldn't-
I don't think you can fly to the North Pole.
Can you land? Do they have like?
Yes, they do.
enough.
Antarctica, and the
Fair
North
enough.
Pole, you can land there. But even if you landed in South America, right down the end of Argentina, surely that's almost halfway around. You could
Yeah.
refuel there, and then fly on up north to the North Pole, and land in Greenland or Norway.
Yeah.
So does that not even make you think a wee bit? Like, like, well, perhaps we have been lied to about the shape of the Earth. Like, I've shown you that the photographs aren't real.
Yeah.
I've told you that you can circumnavigate the globe on a disc.
Yeah.
I'm taking that money back, by the way, in case you think I'm putting £2 into the kitty. And you can circumnavigate a disc, and nobody has ever circumnavigated the globe north-south. And there's no evidence that water can stick to a ball. That's just a theory. Gravity is only a theory, it's never been proven. So this could be the biggest deception of all, kidding us on that we live in a ball, when it's perhaps a stationary flat plane.
But what about telescopes that show that other planets and every other planet is spherical as well?
Yeah, can you prove that it's spherical?
Well, just with the naked eye, you can see that it is roughly spherical. You wouldn't say it's flat.
But you can't see 3D with the naked eye, though, can you?
Not the naked eye. With telescopes, you can.
You can see all sides of the planet?
True. You probably can't see all sides of them.
Oh, but what about, I know that when planes fly, they have to adjust their trajectory for the curvature of the Earth.
Do they?
Yeah, which they do.
nice.
Definitely do that.
Can you prove that now?
Well, not me personally, I'm not an airline pilot, but they definitely adjust.
Well, I personally have flown paragliders,
Yeah.
and I've gone on airliners with a spirit level, and I've not noticed any sharp decline with the nose going down.
No, because it's over such a long distance.
Did it be so
That's like
minimal?
that's like saying if we walk from here to anywhere to the south of England, even if if we were just assuming the whole country was flat, you wouldn't naturally feel a decline.
Well, I think it's a steep decline. If you're travelling, say a few miles, you have to go almost a quarter of a mile downwards. So that's quite a huge dive going down a ball. When you think the plane has to go upside down by the time it gets down there, it has to make a huge dive. I mean, you wouldn't be able to take your seatbelts off. And your drinks would be spilling all over the place. But are you aware of how fast the Earth spins?
No, don't know.
On the equator, it spins 1,000 miles an hour eastwards, from west to east. Now, planes normally fly around 500 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So if I was flying westwards at 500 miles an hour, and the Earth is spinning 1,000 miles eastwards,
You're assuming that you're going backwards.
how am I going to make any headway?
Oh, but isn't that like
It's an additive effect, not when the plane's within the atmosphere, you're not a separate entity to the Earth.
So
it's actually adding them together compared to take them away.
So like if you're on a train and you're going 100 miles per hour and you've got a tennis ball and you chuck it up in the air and it comes up back of your hand, it doesn't stay where it was, and because you're going 100 miles per hour, the ball doesn't go and hit you in the head.
But you're in an enclosed container, though, aren't you?
But isn't that what you're saying? The Earth is a closed container.
And what's enclosing it?
The atmosphere.
But the atmosphere is here now, isn't it?
I don't know.
Depends on your
exact-
definition of the atmosphere.
It's not a lid, though, is it?
We've got the ozone layer and we've got the stratosphere and stuff like that.
You see, you have a vacuum right next to the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Now, this planet's spinning 1,000 miles an hour and travelling 67,000 miles around the sun.
Yeah.
And this atmosphere just casually clings to the Earth, but it doesn't dissipate into the vacuum or anything. But there's no solid barrier between them stopping them. So how would that work?
Gravity again.
It's a kind of magic.
That's the answer to everything, but there's no evidence.
It's a kind of magic.
Well, I would say that was evidence.
What was the evidence?
That because it doesn't fly away, that there's something keeping it there.
Yeah, that's an interesting point, yes. But if there was something keeping it there, I would need evidence to that. I mean, I could say, right, we're on a cube and that does fly away because of the visible force that keeps it there, to the cube.
I think there's an element of trust with scientists, and if they keep on doing things right and they're proving that they obviously are very knowledgeable and they're using the technology to make things that haven't been able to made before, I guess there is a level of trust and assumption in that what they're saying to us is right.
But there's also a danger of adopting theories which have not been proven.
Potentially, but I think, for example, the Earth is flat. I don't see the benefits anyone gets from making up that it's spherical.
Yeah, I think that's what makes everybody stop looking because they can't imagine why, so they don't even look at the how.
Yeah.
But I think the first step is to look at the how and to acknowledge what's factual and what's not factual.
I mean, to be honest, I probably was taught this at school, but I've completely forgotten.
Presumably, like you both, I was told first day of school. That was on the teacher's desk. So that's where you live. Okay. Presumably you had a couple of questions like, how don't we fall off? How's what? Gravity. I said, okay, gravity. And I never questioned it again. Now, if I didn't know anything about cabbage at 5 years old, the teacher could have said, you don't fall off because of cabbage. Okay, right. Because my critical thinking hadn't developed at that age.
Yeah.
So I'm socially conditioned to believe in authority, to believe in adults, to believe in teachers and parents. So I accept all that without question. But only until the last couple of years have I actually questioned it.
Yeah.
I could ask you two guys, since that school day and between me now coming to you, have you ever seriously questioned that or looked into it?
Gravity?
No, the idea that you live in the ball.
Not really.
No.
I've never really questioned it ever.
Now, is that not quite telling for the three of us that we've never really questioned it?
I guess if there's an idea that is so commonly accepted, then yeah, we are just going to blindly accept it ourselves.
And do you think that's the action of a critical mind?
No, but not many 5-year-olds have that, and I guess it's
No, but you're an adult now still
Yeah.
believing that. So I would say, is that an action of a critical independent mind?
probably not. But
Yeah.
I guess it's like slowly understanding the science, or at least thinking. For example, I think the point we made earlier that why would the scientists make it up?
Well, I could go into that, but if you're not going to believe the first step, it's highly unlikely you're going to believe the reasons why.
true.
So I think we'll just stick at the first one by exposing the absurdities and the theories that have not been proven to be true. There's no actual evidence we live in a ball at all. And even like I said about the climate change shows you that not all scientists agree.
Yeah.
So either part of them have got it wrong or they're lying. But don't you think science should be open to questioning and doubting and testing? Don't you think their theories should be demonstrable, repeatable?
That's up to the scientists, though.
Yeah.
It's not really up. I think that's really up to the average person.
Yeah, but it is to me if I'm saying, well, that's not good enough for me. I want some evidence, please, before I believe that. I mean, why do they not produce a working model of that ball with water on it?
Scale.
It also doesn't really affect my life whether the Earth is
Yeah.
flat or not. So I personally don't really care whether it's not. It doesn't affect me at all.
With all due respect, I think that's exactly how the people want to think, because they never question it. But what about your children being lied to? If what I was saying was true,
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I
what-
thankfully don't have any kids, but
and what about the whole education system lying to the people, history being a lie, the government's lying? Surely
well,
You've taken a lot of steps there from
Yeah.
saying that we shouldn't believe what everyone says, but we're taking what you're saying as maybe true, maybe not.
I mean, all I'm doing is questioning, really.
Yeah.
it depends. So when you're saying the government's lying, the education system's lying, that
Yeah.
sounds like everyone involved is part of this great conspiracy. Where even if it was a lie, it'd be the teachers would be believing this lie, the head teachers would be believing the lie, the people who set the curriculum would be believing this lie. It would be a very small group of scientists who came up with it and have contained it within that bubble
Yes, yeah.
for hundreds of years for that to be the case.
No disrespect to teachers, but they've got far more invested in it, haven't they? Because they've trained, they've gone to higher education,
Yeah.
and they believe they're the educators educating the truth. So it'd be very, very difficult for them to actually think, well, wait a minute, have I got any evidence for believing all this? But it's probably easy for me as a layman to think, well, I've nothing invested in this,
Yeah.
so I'm going to question it deeply. But we have spoken to teachers, we've spoken to scientists, and this will go on YouTube if you don't mind. Is it okay if we upload it?
Fine, yeah.
Brilliant. But I won't go on because I don't want to try and persuade you. You obviously still think you live in the ball. I've only been speaking to you for 10 minutes, so I'm not going to persuade you either way. But would you be prepared, although you said you didn't care about it, would you be prepared to go and look at things on the internet?
Yeah, if you told me where to find them,
Yeah,
I'll have a look. I've got one question for you actually.
Yep.
So, right, where's the coin? So if the world is flat,
Yeah.
so if I got on a boat and sailed straight, wouldn't I fall off
Fall off what?
the
edge.
edge? There has to be an edge, surely.
Well, why has to be an edge?
Because do you think the Earth's infinite?
I don't know. Is space infinite?
I don't know.
Can
the
I
planet-
answer a question with another
Yeah.
hypothetical question?
The question I asked was, is the Earth infinite? No.
Well, the truth is, I've not been there. So if I'm being honest with myself,
Okay.
I have to say I don't know. But,
Okay.
but they tell me space is infinite, don't they?
Yeah,
So why can't the land not be infinite?
because if you go from one place and you keep on going, you'll get back to the same place.
Well, have you done that though?
No.
No.
I haven't, but I think there's
Yeah.
a difference between. I think with maps now, we have as humans we have gone across the whole Earth.
Yeah.
I think we can comfortably say that there's a limit to Earth
But you've already admitted that a lot of these maps aren't true or accurate.
in scale, but they broadly all say the same thing.
When people, I don't know if you map the course of people circumnavigating the Earth, they don't go right round the edge of the ball. They go round the continents and turn. Like they go down to South Africa and turn,
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
saying they've been round the Earth, but it's not a straight like over the ball. They change course to go around the continents. Anyway, guys, I won't go on. I can tell you're getting bored.
Got lunch soon.
Yeah.
Well, thanks very much for your time, guys.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Enjoyed
Cheers.
that.
Thanks for listening to something that's completely different to your way of thinking.
No worries.
That was very good.
It's a kind of magic. A kind of magic.